Hello everybody, it is Monica. I am going on a walk and I thought that I would take you with me. Actually, you're with me and Hugo here, my friend, my walking companion. And part of the reason why I'm taking you on a walk today is because I am soon beginning a workshop series on moving with awareness that will be free and you're all invited to, and I thought that I'd begin with a walk. And so right now I am in Philadelphia and I have been walking around getting to know the city. And I go into all sorts of different areas. I go into areas that some people might think are beautiful, and I go into areas that some people might think are not beautiful. And I notice whatever it is that I notice. And I have this practice. I started it a few years ago when I got Hugo and when I was living in New Orleans. And it was my kind of awareness practice. Maybe you've heard of, moving meditations or something like that. Just the practice of being present with everything that's coming up for you as you're moving. This is what I do when going on a walk. I notice all of the sensations that come up, whether they be physical or emotional or, different thoughts coming up or energies or whatever it is. And I listen to all of those awarenesses without necessarily making any of them significant and without holding on to any of them. That's part of the joy of the walk, is that you move through things. You move through the city, you move through the world, and I like to move through the energies. And part of what I do with that is I notice what is going on around me and within me simultaneously. So like a great example, I've been trying to do this video for a little bit now, and I've been walking through more of the areas that have buildings. Oh wow, that's an amazing building. And I've been all over the place. It's been wild to try to talk coherently, especially, as I'm filming myself and people are looking at me and then I get shy and what does that bring up, And just now, this particular version of this video, I walked through these two basically kind of empty lots. And there were no people right there. There were no buildings right there. There were just some trees. And immediately I noticed that I wasn't as frantic in my talking, and my body felt more at peace. And that's interesting. And then right as I started to head over to this street over here, I stopped. I kind of don't want to go over there. There's something that just kind of feels weird, which for me means that I may just go check it out because I'm a curious cat. And I don't actually get the sense that it's like gonna kill me. That's always something that I like to ask, because I sure do go into some strange spaces. But it's amazing to me how, as I go on a walk, how quickly things shift. Especially in a city, you can walk just a little bit and go from a place that's like super ritzy and there's an energy of money or something to an area that is really kind of run down and has a totally different sense. And I'm always interested in like the spaces in between, or like when is it that I first begin to notice that I'm moving from one area to another. Like I said, I'm just using my walks to explore Philadelphia, but when I was in New Orleans, it was definitely like from block to block, it could be incredibly different, and it was always really, it felt appropriate for me to be really present with what's going on this block. Is this the kind of block that my body would like to walk down, or no? Is this the kind of block where maybe somebody's going to get shot, or no? And you know, like that's something that I really love about walks, is that presence that is required or is available if you choose it, and all that you can see. Like right here, there is what looks like an old church that's super broken down. There are holes in the roof, and I'm gonna turn around and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Can you see it? It seems pretty beautiful. I wonder what its story is. If I asked it, it would probably tell me. And it's just there, just in everybody's space. I wonder how many people have some strong opinions about it, and who has been there. And I just pass by it like it's nothing, you know? We do that all the time. We just like walk around taking things for granted. Well, what if we weren't to take things for granted? What if we were to really notice all of the energies that are in a space, or a city, or whatever, wherever you are, and to really allow your acknowledgement and your awareness to be a part of what shifts things. As I said, I've had this practice for a while. This is so interesting. This is the area that I didn't want to walk by, but now that I see it, it doesn't look bad. But there is something. Oh, it's a funeral home. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, it has a, surprise, surprise, it had a real kind of gloomy feel over there. Now I understand that. Gosh, I was saying something else. I'll forget it or I'll remember it. I guess the things that I find so interesting about going on walks is the way that our bodies can give us so much information, and then also, okay, this is what it was that I was saying, like what it is that your presence can create. You know, I have been doing this practice for a while, and I'll walk past the same spot and notice every day what the energy is like. And sometimes it's real heavy, and sometimes it's real light, and sometimes it changes from day to day depending on the location. But I do kind of take these like energetic snapshots as I'm walking by a place, and I just ask for anything that can change and would like to change, to go ahead and do that, and to do that with as much ease as possible. And I have been doing this for a while now, as I said, and look at that, isn't that beautiful? Wow. And it has been really opening up some cool things. You know, there are some places that I have noticed really change for the better as I've walked around, or even in really quick and dramatic ways. I could, maybe that will be the topic of a conversation in one of these workshops coming up. But I guess I'm just really curious about everybody else, like what do you do when you go on a walk? How often do you go on walks? Do you let yourself explore this world with all of its trash and opulence and run down churches and drunk people and prayerful people and everything, all of this stuff that's all around you? Do you notice it? Do you talk to it? Do you let it talk to you? Do you acknowledge where it already is talking to you? And maybe sometimes you think that it's all your own stuff, but really it's the world screaming. It's whatever. It's joys and sorrows at you. Would you be willing to take a walk today or tomorrow? Maybe you can find a cool little tree like this one with all of these bricks right around the base, just to sit and and be with your dog for a second, or be with your body, or be with the tree. How much fun can you have today with your body and all that it gifts to you, all of the possible joys and strange wonders of having a body? Right. Thank you so much for watching this, especially if you've watched it all the way to this part. Sometimes I look over here, sometimes I look over here. I'm forgetting which one to do. Thank you, whoever you are, for watching, and I hope to see you sometime.